Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Firexfred. Here we have the second game in a best of three between Adelscott, our French friend, French buddy, as the orange Protoss down here in the 6 o'clock position, the bottom position. And over here in the right at the 3 o'clock position, KiWiKaKi, our French-Canadian friend. They're a little bit of a fake Frenchman, they might say, but I love KiWiKaKi. I love his play, very creative. He's one of the first guys to really use motherships very, very well. Not in any sort of gimmicky way either, just using them very well for their abilities. This is a game from a recent Team Liquid Open. Really getting very high up there is KiWiKaKi. On the APM chart there, we see almost over 300 at some point. So KiWiKaKi really is just spamming away on these. I don't know what he's doing, just spamming away. But like I was saying, this is a game from a recent Team Liquid Open, and the Team Liquid Opens have just been getting so good. I mean, they're on every Saturday. You can watch them. They're streamed. You can check out those links at teamliquid.net. Of course, you can find them there. You can find everything StarCraft related at teamliquid.net. Meanwhile, pretty standard stuff. A little bit of a later gateway going down for Adelscott, but not by much. Pretty even on the Harvesters, a little bit more. Of course, that later gateway for Adelscott did allow him to get a little bit of a probe advantage. But like I was saying, that Team Liquid Open, man, they are just getting so good. And the smile, the sad face coming down from Adelscott. Oh, I think his probe died. Oh, that is such a sad face. Man, I feel so bad right now. Meanwhile, the second gateway actually going down before the cybernetic core for Adelscott. So that is very interesting. In these close positions, you might be able to get some zealots out and do some damage. The cybernetic core did go down for KiWiKaKi. But anyway, TSL3 is going to be so good. I mean, these players are just getting better and better and better. And of course, if you haven't heard about the awesome invites, I mean, the Protoss invites are like NSP Genius, Huck, of course, from Team Liquid, and OGSMC. I mean, OGSMC and Genius are brilliant players, of course. MC, the champion of GSL3. And they just recently, last weekend, announced the Zerg invites, and there are some huge names. Heypro and Red, of course, from Team Liquid, but also EG Hydra, a big fan, love to hate him, and Fruit Dealer and Nesty, the Korean, probably the two best Korean Zergs. I mean, the two best Korean Zergs, almost undoubtedly. Those are just such big names. The TSL3 is going to be amazing. And Adelscott coming in with this Zealot again. This Stalker going to be able to chase away that Zealot. In the last game, we did see a very nice use of Zealots where they just kind of ran into the mineral line and killed probes while Stalkers were hitting them. And as we can see, it takes the Stalkers so long to actually kill a Zealot. But more Zealots being actually, pumped out here and then chase down the Stalker with, of course, a little bit of micro from KiWiKaKi. He'll be able to get away. But one Zealot is going to make his way into the mineral line, and that's actually pretty big. Another Stalker popping out, and KiWiKaKi blocking off the entrance to that mineral line very nicely with that pylon. And these warp gates are going to be finished very soon, and he's going to be able to warp in units. Change those to warp gates, please. Yeah, but anyway, TSL3, a little bit of harass going on. This Zealot actually got 4 kills. And more Zealots coming in here. Actually, this is some great harass from Adelscott. These Zealots are just so good in the early game if they can actually catch up to anything that they're trying to attack. And another Zealot, oh man, Zealots have been forced to be warped in for KiWiKaKi, and some Stalkers now in the base. And he just needs to actually turn around. Adelscott gets one Stalker that was low on life. And is he going to be able to get another? He looks like he's going to be able to. No, they're getting very low. These Zealots are just pounding down. And he does get the last one before dying himself. Let's take a look at the Iron tabs right now. A little bit bigger for KiWiKaKi, of course, as our yellow. But let's take a look at the income tab. Oh my goodness, that is actually so huge. 24 probes for Adelscott compared to the mere 14 14 of KiWiKaKi. That's actually huge. Forward pylon going down for KiWiKaKi. He knows he has to do some major damage with this push right now, and no sentries out as of yet, so this could do a lot of damage. More zealots being warped in, and this is a scary force coming in. Adelscott's going to have to defend this so perfectly. He doesn't actually have his warp gates done. Getting those early zealots out meant that he got that warp gate research a little bit later, but he does have 5 gates coming out right now. And it looks like the warp gates do finish, and it is so hard to tell between orange and yellow in this situation right here. But it looks like with a little bit of probe help, Adelscott will probably be able to hold this off. And of course, he is still ahead in probe count by 7 right now, so he can really afford to actually be doing that. KiWiKaKi, though, being some very nice aggression coming in here, and the probe count is evening out more and more and more as Adelscott actually needs to open a couple more stalkers so that these stalkers of KiWiKaKi can't just kite him forever. And moving in, taking out those stalkers, even while the zealots are pounding on him. That's not necessarily what you want to do, but it is necessary to take out those stalkers at any means, pretty much. More zealots being morphed in for Adelscott, and one stalker coming in from Adelscott as well, just to help pick off some of these stalkers. And this, I really like this building placement actually, with units being able to actually get through here. That helps a lot with defense, as he can pull units back as KiWiKaKi is trying to get them forward into his base. And some very great micro coming in from KiWiKaKi, minimizing the hits that are taken by his stalkers with these zealots. But these zealots, when they do get a hit off, they do so much damage. Actually, it is 8 damage times 2, 16, minus the 1 armor of stalkers, and that is what, 14 damage? That's actually huge. And blocking off the exit is Adelscott with that 1 zealot. He blocked off the exit, getting that stalker, which would have been able to get away otherwise. And still we see quite a disparity in the harvesters. KiWiKaKi did use that to his advantage to catch up a little bit in the harvester count, but Adelscott's still way ahead, and now chrono boosting out even more. Did I say stalkers? I meant probes. Anyway, chrono boosting out more probes, and the second gas being put down just now for KiWiKaKi. Adelscott already has a second gas, definitely. Let's take a little bit of a look at the production tab. That forge coming down for Adelscott. We saw in the last game he really likes to get those +1 upgrades, and they help out immensely in these zealot stalker battles. If you've ever played Zerg and gotten into a big roach fight where you actually have more roaches, but they just have tiny bit better upgrades, you'll know exactly how important upgrades are in a mirror matchup. It's not actually as what am I trying to say here? It's not actually as common that we see upgrades playing a big part in these sort of PvPs, where usually it's just about how many colossi you actually have. A little bit of a supply block coming in from him. KiWiKaKi getting a little bit of supply block because, of course, he did have that forward pylon here, and he was counting on that for supply. That happens a lot as Protoss. You really forget that you kind of just have pylons out anywhere that could be picked off, and you don't do as well as you could with keeping your supply cap, not keeping from being supply capped, I should say. This cannon, of course, going down because no detection as of yet for Adelscott. He probably won't get detection anytime soon if his previous play has any sort of implications on what he's going to do this time. The Twilight Council is going down for KiWiKaKi as the expansion goes up for Adelscott. Adelscott just going to be completely satisfied to sit back and defend. He does have a sentry for some nice force fields that he can be able to put down. Gonna just take his little advantage that he got in the beginning of the game and multiply on that. I'd love to see that sort of play. Not trying to just kill KiWiKaKi right now because he has a little bit of an advantage. Another gate going down, so KiWiKaKi is going to be working on 4 gates, and whatever he chooses to get out of this Twilight Council, which we'll see momentarily, Blink is going to be what he chooses to get. And a Twilight Council actually coming down for Adelscott. Did he see something, or is he just that smart? He's just that smart, apparently, that he knows that KiWiKaKi is going to be going for some sort of Blink play, and the upgrade +1 level 1 ground weapons is about to be completed for Adelscott. So that's going to help out a lot, as I was saying earlier. And he is working off 5 gates right now. Sort of a weird Twilight Council placement, kind of blocking off this entrance, but kind of not. I don't know how I feel about that entirely, and take a look at the income tab. Only 25 probes for KiWiKaKi. We see his income is just so much lower. The longer he waits actually with this, the more and more ahead Adelscott is going to get, as Adelscott is just keeping up on his macro, which, as I say that, I click on his buildings and none of them. Well, anyway, he is keeping up fairly well with his macro. And it looks like KiWiKaKi is going to push out right now. Let's take a look at the army sizes right now. Adelscott actually has the bigger army. He is defending, so he has that advantage going for him. At this point, he's going to have a better concave. Actually, he splits up his army a little bit, and he's going to take out these forward pylons set up from KiWiKaKi. And a nice force split's going down, trapping a lot of the units out. Adelscott, KiWiKaKi did some nice force splits there, but this high ground, these stalkers on the high ground, actually going to force back that army from KiWiKaKi at the moment. And we do see pro production has stopped for Adelscott. He knows that he just has to hold this off, and he's going to be good. And blinking in for KiWiKaKi, but Blink is almost done for Adelscott himself. And this Guardian Shield is just doing a ton to reduce the damage from these Stalkers. And it looks like Adelscott just has so many more units, even with that Blink. Oh, and a nice Blink so that KiWiKaKi cannot get away. Adelscott just moving right on top of him. Going to clean up all those units, and it looks like it's going to be GG, as Adelscott does have the second base up. He has that base up at his natural expansion. KiWiKaKi is just struggling to even produce out of his 4 gateways. And we can take a look at the income tab. That tells the story right there. And there is the GG coming in from KiWiKaKi. So Adelscott really taking that game and taking the match, as that was the second game that he won in this best of 3. Some very, very creative play coming in from Adelscott, not going for Colossus, not going for any sort of, Stargate play, just sticking to these core units, not even getting a lot of sentries, just mostly relying on Stalkers and Zealots to do what he needs to do, getting those upgrades here at the Forge and getting these upgrades at the Twilight Council. And this is actually a very important part of the strategy. He knows that he is so vulnerable to DTs, and why am I saying that wrong? This cannon right here is actually a part of the strategy that might often go overlooked, but it is actually such an important part of the strategy as a whole. So thank you guys so much for watching. Big shout out to Plex over at TeamLiquid.net for posting these replays, and really be sure to check out these Team Liquid Opens. The next one is this coming Saturday, and they're going to be announcing the Terran invite, so I'm so excited for that, and I'm so excited for TSL 3. I believe that is going to happen on March the 5th of March. And that's going to be so awesome. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my channel for some other games. I'm going to be posting more from this Team Liquid Open replay pack. So thanks a lot for watching yet again. I will see you guys later. I almost said I'll see you guys next time. That would have been silly of me. All right. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thank you.